here. Again, to celebrate Joe's transition into retirement. He's been at the Naval Research Lab for 41 years. 41 years and 8 or 9 months? Something. Over 40 years.
A long time.
Long time. And over this long period of time, Joe's had basically a long list of accomplishments he's made. I'm not going to bore you with all the gory details, but I just want to highlight a couple real accomplishments. Early in his career, Joe really did fundamental research in understanding radiation-induced defects in glass and propelled NRL to the forefront of this field. World recognition for Joe as well as the lab. And then more recently, Joe's been working, actually he's the section head of silica fiber optics, and really focusing on silica fiber lasers. And again, he's propelled NRL to the forefront this year, worldwide. Not only that, he's acknowledged by all 3 services and internationally as a world's expert. And so we really appreciate Joe's laser. Wow. So we really appreciate it. So the other thing that I'd like to do is, before we kind of send Joe off into retirement, is have some fun at his expense. So let's get started. I'm looking for Charles. Okay. So we're going to have a couple of folks who are going to give some of their perspective, narrative on Joe. I've known him a long time, and then we'll have some interesting gifts from Joe.
Well, actually, I'm going to start out with a little bit of a truce because I just retired and he didn't tour me too much. So actually, I'm in a advantageous position. Who knows what I could get away with? But I came on with Joe. Joe even gave a little tale back then. He went to the same college that I did, or I went to the one that he went to. So Old Boys Network, sorry to say, brought me on board. And when I got here, as Jazz alluded, they were doing real honest-to-God science, fundamental research and radiation effects in glass. And I mean, this is what I saw when I came in. There are all these squiggly lines on this thing called the electron spin resonance spectrometers. He and Dave Griscom were modeling out the wazoo. The deal is, they were just in the forefront of starting with telecom fiber, and Joe had identified he could really make an impact on what happens when the stuff gets irradiated. Because there was a concern, you would know about these sorts of things, that radiation might impact if we were in the middle of the Cold War. And there was a question of whether the fiber would still transmit the signals. And one of their big home runs was identifying that phosphorus is the really bad actor. And what you have here is a squiggle, it's an ESR spectrum of phosphorus before and after annealing. And they did immense modeling. We were able to tie it to actual physical models of the atomic structures in the glass that was responsible for that. And so for the first several years, I remember Joe was supporting IBM, and who made chips back then? Who was Motorola? Anyway, every generation of 80, 88, 82, 86, 83 to 86. You guys remember early PCs. Every time one came in, there would be more boxes would come into Joe's office, and after a while he was buying these massive coprocessor boards that were to run these big models of simulating the atomic interactions between all the molecules. This shows up as a spin resonance spectrum. There's nothing funny here. There's no barbs. I was impressed with that. I still am. And I was just really impressed by them doing fundamental modeling. And Joe got to use his physics and his math and ran models with Dave Griscom, and they modeled these things down to a math here. Here, I didn't say yet. We also were reminded through the times there that the Navy was the nation's force on the water. For example, when Linda Bussey's lab ruptured and we came in one morning, and there was a waterfall down the stairs outside of Joe's office. That was Building 12, for all things. And then the water ran down those steps to the first floor and then down, percolated through the floor, probably through the walls and into the basement, which had been condemned for years. And only rats, roaches, and whoever was looking for a good time never went. And then I think, but then finally we moved on. Craig and Tom was shepherding us into our new facilities over in the new building. 216 was built, and our bunch came in there in the 90s. And indeed, that was inaugurated in about 91 with a waterfall. And one of our labs where plumbing about this big around in the ceiling of our inlet, for some reason, it always go around, blew open, and it was later discovered that the construction of the room involved pushing the PVC pipe together, and then the workers very studiously then painted the glue on the outside. And but things moved along, and it wasn't, we settled in, and pretty soon, I guess it was around 2010, 2011, the entire AC system emptied out in our building, and we had the chilled water system flooded the wall, rotted the sheetrock off. So it's been a very stable, steady, recognizable environment all these years. I even made you a high-powered fiber laser demonstrator that broke as I left the house this morning. So I can either Bill will give that to you sometime. But I've had a great time working with Joe. I hope Joe enjoys working with the rest of the lab for a few years out here as a contractor.
If I can get in.
If you should get in. But for some reason or other, he had to outlast me. I thought sure I'd outlast him, but he retired just as soon as I retired. Thanks for your everybody.
To present the cake so they can cut it, please.
So it says, congratulations, Joe, fair winds and following seas. And well, that's, of course, the Navy send-off when you're dying and your ashes.